So taking up today, contractors all risk insurance. Contractors all risk insurance. Okay, so taking up today, contractors all risk insurance. Contractors all risk insurance. See, contractors all risk insurance is a part of engineering class. Engineering is a broad subject as far as insurance is concerned. In engineering insurance, there are a lot of products, and those all products are purpose specific, because engineering is one class which provides coverage to ongoing construction projects, installation projects, and machines and equipments in project operation. So this is a broader part of general insurance, because a wide range of risks related to engineering are covered, related to ongoing construction projects, installation projects, and machines and equipments. In addition, there is the creation, designing, construction, and building. These are part of the engineering projects. So for all of them, engineering policies are required. So engineering policies caters to the different forms of uncertainties that are associated with on-site construction, including plant and machinery uses. Means this is a broader class where different kind of policies are there for different purposes. Mainly three things are there: ongoing constructions, installation projects, and machine and equipments. But in addition, creations, designing, construction are regular features. Now the question is, why CR? Why a contractor's all risk policy is required? For that purpose, there is a solid reason. Today, India is among the fastest growing economies in the world, with an upbeat outlook towards rapid infrastructure development. So we are saying infrastructural development, it doesn't mean it is on paper only. Because across India you will find today railways, industrial units, housing facilities, dams, flyovers, power plants, and other such construction projects are on the rise. So when this kind of projects are there, at the same time the rise in the risk will be there. Because when these projects are constructed, there is a risk in all these infrastructural projects. So to cover that risk, to cover those possibility of damages to the construction material, machinery, constructed portion, due to environmental or man-made hazards, because otherwise they can lead to substantial losses for the contractors. See, for the simple reason, wherever you will find this kind of projects, you will notice these projects are not developed or constructed by the departments or principals or owners. They are developed, built, or constructed by the contractors. Because the tenders are invited, contractor is given, contractor will complete within the stipulated cost, within the stipulated time. So it becomes the duty of the contractor to cover that project for the whole amount of the cost of the project till it is completed. So for these purposes, this contractor solvers policy is required. Now see, there are a number of engineering policies, and these policies are divided into two sections. One is annual policy and another is long-term projects. So among the annual policies you will find contractors plant and insurance, electronic equipment insurance, machinery breakdown insurance, boiler and pressure plant insurance. They are all annual policies issued for 1 year, and on the date of expiry they are renewable for further 1 year. So they are called annual policies. Another policies are long-term policies and project insurance. These long-term policies and project insurance relates to the long-time projects. Maybe more than 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So for such projects, there are two types of policies to cover those risks. One is contractor all risk and another is erectional risk. These policies are also known as the long-term policies and project insurance. This is one classification according to the time factor. There is another classification of engineering policies according to the phase factor, in which phase the project is going on. Say for example, some project is in the construction phase. Now this construction phase may be for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, till it is completed or till it is handed over. So these policies are called period policies or one-time policies. They are the same: contractors all risk insurance, erection all risk insurance, marine chem erection, advance loss of profit or delay in startup. Second phase is operation phase. Operation phase means the project has completed, it has started the operation. Say some factory is constructed, or some college building is constructed, or some tunnel is constructed. So once it is completed, operation starts. So for those purposes where the erections or the operations are there, like factories, industries, power plants, there the operational policies are required. So these policies could be machinery breakdown, boiler pressure plant, machinery loss of profit, contractors plant and machinery, civil engineering completed risk, electronic equipment insurance, and deterioration of stock insurance. These all policies are annual policies. These all policies are given for 1 year. They are given at the time of operation when the project is over. So these two phases are different. One is construction phase, another is operation phase. In the operation phase, policies are more in number according to the requirement. For machineries, MBD; for electronic equipment, EEI; for loss of profit, machinery loss of profit; for boiler and pressure plant, BPP. So that way policies are designed for the specific purposes. In engineering policies, the time factor is very important, because in addition to the project completion, sometimes maintenance period is also required. So that can also be taken. And the subject matter insured could be various in nature. Maybe the residential flat, office building flat, hospital, school, production facilities, infrastructure facilities, airports, bridges, dams, tunnels, anything. Because these all projects are constructed by the contractors, and till they are not completed, they will take the CR policy. That policy will cover the risk of that project till it is completed. So when this policy is given, there are two sections. One is material damage, another is third party liability. This material damage section is very wide, because this policy is known as the all-risk policy. All-risk policy covers every risk except those are specifically excluded. Every risk is covered. And third party liability means bodily injury and property damage. Now the question is, when CR policy is given to any of the contractor or principal or owner, first of all the period of cover is to be selected, and period of cover based on the three things. First, cover shall commence from the commencement of the work or arrival of the first consignment at the project site, whichever is earlier. Means out of these two things, whichever is happening earlier, the cover will commence. From the commencement of the work means the project has started from today. Risk has started. Or the project has not started, but at the site, building material has come, machinery have come, erection parts have come. So for the safety of them, the cover will start. So whichever is earlier, the cover will start. This is the commencement of the cover. Now the second part is when the cover will expire. This will expire in under three different circumstances. One, when the completed part thereof is taken over. Means the contractor has completed, he has handed over the project to the principals or to the owners, or put into the service. If it is a kind of power plant or factory or industry, then it has started the operation, put in service. Or the date is specified in the policy, whichever is earlier. If the policy has expired, then also the cover will expire. But in case the work is not completed within the period specified in the policy, then the policy can be extended, not renewed. I repeat, in case the work is not completed within the period specified in the policy, means the initial policy is given for 1 year, but the project is not completed, it will take another 6 months. So the policy will not be renewed for another 6 months. That will be extended for another 6 months. Because these policies are known as the long-term policy or the project policy or the period policies. So here the period is extended. Now the basic difference between CR and ER is to be understood. CR means where the construction portion of the building is more, that is more than 50%. ER means where erection or installation work is more than 50%. So this is the only determining factor which differentiates both the policies. Whether the building construction portion is more or the erection or installation portion is more. More means more than 50%. So if the erection or installation portion is more, maybe in the power plants or industries or factories, so there ER policy is required. But in hospitals, stadiums, colleges, offices, construction portion is more. So there CR policy is required. But when you are giving this policy, the first important work is the risk will be inspected by the company engineers. Every general insurance company is hiring the risk engineers on their panel. And they are the people who are inspecting the risk and submitting their expert report. On the basis of that, underwriter is taking the decision to select or reject the risk. They are also suggesting the improvisation methods or giving their specific comments about the acceptance or rejection of the proposal. So their report is very important for such projects. Reason being, these are the projects where huge cost is involved, or these are the projects where long time is involved. Secondly, duty of utmost good faith is more in that case, because the insured has to declare every material information which is directly impacting the acceptance of cover and the rating of the cover. So material information has to be declared, otherwise the insurance company can reject. Policies can be issued in the name of joint name or two or more parties like principals, contractors, subcontractors. They are allowed. Almost all classes of engineering insurance are controlled by tariff with prescribed standardized proposal and policy wordings. As far as these engineering policies are concerned, all the general insurance companies of India are still following the tariffs or the proposal, policy wording, terms and conditions, because they are uniform. On the basis of that, they are issuing the policy, but the differentiation is in the pricing and in the add-on covers. Now, this sum insured is adjustable at completion of construction on the basis of actual value. This is a special facility provided in this policy. Now, CR policy applies to all risks located in India, for which the value of the civil work involved is more than 50% of the total contract value. Means any project which is beyond the Indian territory will not be covered under the CR policy, one thing. Secondly, where the erection or installation work is more than 50%, there the CR policy will not be given, second thing. So civil work means construction works. If it is more than 50%, then the policy can be given. Who can take? Principal, contractor, subcontractor. So your target segment are government contractors, government projects like road construction, bridge construction, building construction, builders and developers of township. They are all your targets. For all these kind of projects, you can give this policy CR anywhere within India. Now the coverage shows material damage section, which is very wide. Wide in the sense, this is the all risk cover. All risk cover means every risk is covered except those specifically excluded. And second is third party liability, that is persons and property. But you know, this material damage section covers a variety of risks. Say for example, fire perils. Fire, lightning, explosion, theft, burglary, windstorm, flood, inundation, earthquake, landslide, rock slide and subsidence. They are all fire perils. But they are covered in CR policy. Additionally, construction faults, like defective material, workmanship means karigari, collapse, subject to exclusions. Third, human error, like lack of skill, negligence of workers, they are also covered. Fourth, other perils like air crash, blasting. These all perils are covered. Only thing is, none of them should be in the list of exclusions. That's all. There is a real image of real loss, and the claim was settled under the CR policy. So, how to take the sum insured of the policy? Sum insured is very important because all engineering policies are subject to underinsurance. Now, this underinsurance means when you are taking the policy or giving the policy to any contractor, he should include everything under the product cost. Say, for example, imported machineries, landed cost, indigenous machineries, purchase cost at the landed site, cost of construction, permanent civil engineering work, escalated value, and additionally, cost of material, wages, freight, custom duty, construction cost, material or items supplied by the principal. They should all be included. And this is very important because the projected cost is decided before taking the policy, and completion cost is worked out when the project is completed. So there may be a gap between this exercise of 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and during that gap the value may go up. So even the projected cost may be doubled, tripled, you never know. It all depends upon the circumstances, because the labor cost will increase, material cost will increase, machinery cost will increase. So by the time project is completed, projected cost may be doubled or tripled. So in case there is any loss, the insured will be the loser because his claim will be reduced proportionately according to the underinsurance. So better take over insurance but not the underinsurance. If the over insurance is there, that will cover up the escalated cost also. If the over insurance is there, that will save the insured from the deduction of the claim amount. So whenever the sum insured of the policy is decided, it is always better to take all the aspects into consideration and add the cost of all the items so that it is not underinsured. So key factors influencing contractors' all insurance or less insurance cost. What is required? Project cost, construction duration, project location, coverage requirement, tailored insurance solutions. All these things have to be considered. Then only this policy is issued. And still there are add-on covers. Every contractor will prefer to take add-on covers along with the CR policy because they know these add-on covers are very important. Say third-party liability, surrounding property of insured, escalation, removal of debris, CPM, maintenance. Now this is important to understand that CPM is a separate policy of engineering. But if the contractor has his own plant and machineries which are used at the site and their cost is less than 50 lakh, he can get them covered under the CR policy by taking an add-on cover. A removal of debris is equally important. Maintenance if required. So these add-on covers are as per the choice of the contractor whichever are useful to him, he can select. Now this is again a real image of the losses. So when this kind of losses are there, it is difficult to ascertain the amount of loss because the loss is huge. The assessment will take a long time and then only the claim will be settled. So as far as claim settlement is concerned, insurance company will not pay for willful negligence or willful act. Loss discovered at the time of taking inventory, loss or damage due to faulty design, consequential loss by payment of penalty or delay, cost necessary for rectification or correction, or bodily injury to the workman of the contractor or the principal. Because this bodily injury of the workman of contractor or principal is not part of the CR policy. For that there is a separate policy. Workman will always be covered under a workman compensation insurance policy. So a separate policy is required for that purpose. Third party liability coverage can be selected by the contractor. This cover can be extended and the premium rate is decided on the basis of any one person limit or any one accident limit. Both the limits have to be selected by the contractor himself or the insured himself. This is again a kind of loss. Now, if there is a loss, partial or total loss to the project, how the insurance company will settle the claim? Because if it is a partial loss, and that is the normal routine, whenever some project is under construction, partial losses are taking place frequently. So in such cases, insurance company is paying the cost of repair necessary to restore the property to the original condition. But if it is a total loss, in that case actual value of the property immediately before loss, less salvage, less under insurance and less compulsory excess. This under insurance can be ignored if there is no under insurance. Means if the project is insured for the full value, under insurance deduction will not be there. But salvage and compulsory excess deduction will be there because they were as per the policy clauses. So that partial losses and total losses are settled in the same way. Only thing is, in the partial losses the cost of repairs are paid. In total losses, the actual value of the property immediately before the loss is paid. Now once there is a settlement of a claim in a CR policy, once there is a settlement of claim, that means that settled claim amount will reduce the sum insured of the policy for the unexpired period. I repeat, the settled claim amount will reduce the sum insured of the policy for the unexpired period. Say for example, policy taken for 12 months. In the 5th month, there is a loss of 20 lakh rupees. Policy is for 10 crore rupees. So the sum insured will be reduced by 20 lakh rupees. Claim is settled. If the insured want to restate the sum insured, he had to pay the difference amount of premium for 20 lakh rupees. Or he can opt that the amount may be recovered from the claim amount and then only the claim should be paid. So the insured has to pay pro rata additional premium on the full amount of each claim for the loss or damage from the date of such loss to the expiry of the period of insurance. This is because suppose if there is any other loss during the policy period, so the insured should not suffer the underinsurance. Once the sum insured is reinstated, the fear of underinsurance is over. Now when you are giving the policy, CR policy, to any contractor, few things are very important to understand. First of all, the rating. Rating of any CR policy shall depend upon the project type. For every project type, rate structure is separately decided in the tariff. It's a hotel, it's a tunnel, it's a factory, it's a power plant. So tariff has the separate rates for everything. Secondly, mid-term cover. If in case the project has already started, insurance company will not give the mid-term cover because the project has already started. Say my 5-star hotel building is under construction. Contractor has started the work from 1st April. Today, on 28th November, he came to you to give a CR policy for the project. Now what your company will say? Your project was started on 1st April. So April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and this is November. 8 months are already gone. Now why should we give you the policy? Because if there is any loss so far, you will claim under the policy. That is why you are taking the policy. Your intention is not good. So no company will give the policy. But if a company wants to give the policy, there are two conditions. One, the company will charge the premium from 1st April when the project was started. And second, the company will take an undertaking that there is no loss till date. If this undertaking will be taken in writing. If these two conditions are performed by the insured or contractor, then only the mid-term cover will be given. Otherwise, no company will give. Third thing is small term. Suppose my project is for only 5 months. So I need a policy for 5 months. Why I should take the policy for 1 year? The policy can be taken for a small term as low as 3 months to a long term also depending upon the project period. But once the policy expires and the project does not complete in the given policy period, the extension can be given. Now there is possibility of change of insurer also. If the policy has been taken from one insurance company, extension cannot be given by another insurance company without taking the entire project premium. It is important to understand. Suppose for my 5-star hotel, I have taken a policy from Tata AI for 1 year. Now 1 year is over, but my project is not completed. I need the policy for next 9 months also. So I want extension of the policy. Now this extension can be given by Tata AI only. But if I feel my tuning with the Tata AI is not good, I want to take the policy of Shriram. I'll come to you and ask for the extension. You will say your policy is from Tata AIG. How we can get the extension? But the underwriter will say, okay, we will give you the extension. But the condition is the entire project premium we will charge. Means for whatever period you paid to Tata AIG, the same premium you have to pay here. Then only we will cover the risk of previous year. There could be anything that may come today. You may file a claim today because the policy of the Tata AIG is over. There you cannot file a claim. So with this condition, the insurer can be changed. Now installments. In case the project period is more than or equal to 12 months, premium can be taken in quarterly installment also. In these two policies, CAR and EAR, installment facility is available because these are long-term policies. Here the premium is not required in one installment only. If the installments are divided, there will be no violation of 64BB. So installment facility can be provided. Another facility is higher discount. Now what is this higher discount? Sometimes for certain projects, maybe industrial project or government projects, when the tenders are open, they are putting a condition in the tender that you would submit a CR policy for the projected cost. So that policy is must. Contractor will be after you to give the policy. Now the question is, he says, we want the policy only to submit at a lowest premium. You tell us the lowest premium. You will say premium will be according to the policy conditions, according to your sum insured, according to your coverage. Then what is the option? The option is tariff provides higher discount in the premium, provided the insured or the contractor is ready to wear higher compulsory excess. This provision is as per tariff. Any company or every company can give higher discount on CR or ER policies. And this is given in the tariff. Say for example, this is here. Suppose the contractor is ready to bear the 10 times of the minimum excess. Say minimum excess is 1 lakh rupees. Contractor says, I will not take the loss or not take the claim for the loss of rupees 10 lakh. If the loss is over 10 lakh, then only I will file the claim. It means he is ready to bear the 10 times minimum excess. In such a case, 20% discounted premium can be given. In the similar example, if he is ready to bear 20 times the minimum excess, the discount will be higher. The company can give 30% discount in the premium. So that is the way, authorized way as per the tariff available to all the general insurance companies to give higher discount. Now, there are two important clauses available with the CR and ER policies. And these are the clauses which are most common and required by the contractors. When they are coming to you to take the policy, they will ask for these clauses and you have to provide. Reason being, they know the importance of these clauses. And they are very useful in critical conditions. Say this one is 50-50 clause. Now what is the use of this 50-50 clause? This is neither the part of the coverage nor any premium is charged for it. But this is a provision. This is available. Every company is providing, and this is useful to both the parties, insurance company as well as insured. What happened in this clause? In the event of loss or damage to the property insured due to a peril insured against, being discovered after the risk has terminated under this insurance. So if after properly investigation, it is not possible to ascertain whether the cause of such damage happened prior to the termination of the marine venture or subsequently. Let me explain you. Suppose project is completed and handed over to the owners or principals. Now, policy is also expired. So after 3 months, the owners or the contractor says there is a loss at this project site, and that has happened during the policy time, not today. Insurance company will not easily believe on such statements. But okay, if you are saying, insurance company will send a surveyor. The surveyor will inspect the loss, and after proper investigation, the surveyor is not able to ascertain whether the cause of such loss happened prior to the termination of cover or after the cover. Means it was in the insured period or uninsured period. If it is in the uninsured period, insurance company will pay nothing. If it was in the insured period, then why the timely information was not given to the insurance company? So both the ways, the insurance company will decline the claim. But if this 50-50 clause is taken, that will help a lot to the insured. Even after proper investigation, if it is not ascertained whether the cause of such damage was prior to termination of policy or after the termination of policy. So if this clause is taken, what the insurance company will do? Insurance company shall contribute 50% of the properly adjusted claim without prejudice, and 50% has to be borne by the insured. So this is a good practice. If this clause is taken, this is working well for both the parties. There is no dispute, because such things are in routine happening in such a big projects or long-term projects where the huge cost is involved. Maybe at the time of giving the project or handing over the project, some loss could not be ascertained or investigated. But when the project started, it came to the notice. That time if it was claimed from insurance company, company will say your policy has expired, we are not on risk. Insured will say this happened during the policy time. Insurance company will not believe it. So they will send a surveyor or investigator. So even if it is not established that the loss was before the termination of cover or after the termination of cover, still the liability will be contributed 50-50 among the insured and insurance company. There is another clause called 72-hour clause. This is again very important to both the parties. And this is also available with CR and ER policies. This is also available with free of cost. All the general insurance companies are providing these clauses, but on request. If the insurer is requesting, then only this clause is given. For the purpose of the application of any deductible under this policy, all physical loss, destruction or damage resulting from earth movements, rock falls, water damage, bushfire, subsidence, collapse, earthquake, typhoon, flood, storm, tempest, cyclone, occurring each period of 72 consecutive hours, shall be considered as an event. This is not possible. This is not possible. Why? Because suppose some severe flood is there. Now that severe flood has caused the loss today. Insured has reported the claim to the insurance company. Insurance company has sent the surveyor to inspect. Flood is still there. On the second day again there is a huge loss. Insured again reported the claim to the insurance company. Because the flood is still continuing. Loss is further aggravated. Amount is increasing of loss or damage. So insured intimated second claim on the second day. This happens in some natural calamities like flood, typhoon, earthquake, subsidence, even bushfire. Or suppose third day again, there is a further loss. So he will not wait for a longer time. He will intimate the insurance company. Or the interval could be more. So once the claim is intimated to the insurance company will register a separate claim. Now the question is, on every different claim there will be a compulsory excess. Because the compulsory excess is deductible on each claim of the policy. Here what is typical thing? Location is one, owner is one, cause of loss is one, nature of loss is one, only the dates are different. By the same event, by the same cause of loss, at the same location, the dates are different. So when on different dates, different claims are intimated to the insurance company, insurance company will register different claims. That means each different claim is subject to separate compulsory excess. And on the CR or ER policies, the amount of compulsory excess is very high. This is according to the cost of projects. So if three different compulsory excesses are deducted on three different claims arises out of the same cause, that means insured is the loser. That is giving the loss to the insured. So if the insured has taken this 72-hour clause, this will save him from the different compulsory excesses. And this says, in the period of 72 consecutive hours, this event shall be treated as one. So the claimant will be treated as one. If it is treated as one, maybe on different dates, then the compulsory excess will be deducted as one. So there will be no overlapping in two or more such 72-hour periods in the event of damage occurring over a more extended period of time. So this is 72-hour clause. Now let us be specific again. The basic difference between CAR and EAR. Is erection and installation work. If the erection and installation work is more than 50% of the cost of project, policy given will be EAR. If cost of construction or civil work is more than 50%, the policy given will be CAR. So for this simple reason, whenever you are giving a policy to any contractor, you have to find out in the proposal form itself that the erection work is more or construction work is more. Installation work is more or civil work is more. And it is more than 50% of the cost. So that is the determining factor that will decide which policy you have to give. Otherwise, both the policies are engineering policies, both the policies are long-term policies, both the policies are given for the projects, both the policies are taken by the contractors. So this is CR and ER policy. Now if you have any questions, you can ask me. Any questions from anyone? Yes, good morning.